Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we are going to be talking about another King of the Court game that I played this past weekend. I know it's a little late, I guess, because it's Thursday and King of the Court starts tomorrow. But this was another good game that I played. Also playing against, I can go back and show it, the guy who finished #2 in King of the Court this past weekend. So wound up being a really solid game against, again, an elite player. This is actually Infamous that I played in this video. Some of y'all may not know who that is. Some of y'all who have been in tune for the competitive community for a while will absolutely know who that is. But as y'all can see, nice here X in 13.370. He did wind up finishing in second place in King of the Court behind Ty this weekend as well. Definitely one of the best players in the community. I will say he has beat me both times we played prior to this game this year. We played twice prior to this game. He beat me by 20 points or like 19 points in the other one in both games. I mean, he absolutely had my card the first couple times we played this year. So this was kind of an opportunity, I guess, for me to get my get back in a lot of ways, and try to play well and prove myself to myself, if that means something to y'all. When you lose bad against somebody, especially a couple times, and you match him again, it's like, I really want to beat this person. You know what I'm saying? If he's a great dude, I like him a lot. But this was a game that I really wanted to win because he's the guy, for whatever reason, that I seem to, before this game, have struggled with the most this year in competitive 2K. He popped me a couple times. So, yeah. That being said, this was a good game. He's got a very good squad. Jabari, Dr. J, AK, Shea, and Embiid. Very solid squad. Obviously, we're both running 5-man lineups. And my 5-man, to be fair, is definitely a bit better with Braun, Tim Duncan, and Wemby. So that's absolutely worth keeping in mind. I have a team advantage, and I think that is absolutely an important thing to remember. But good team, great player. Should be a good matchup, basically. I was just hoping I didn't get bopped, honestly. I just wanted to play a close game in this one because, realistically, with how poorly I feel like I played the last couple games against him, this was kind of an opportunity to again, like I said, redeem myself a little bit. He forces a pass first possession, though. Not a good pass at all, in all honesty. But we wind up getting a stop out of it, and it's our opportunity to get points first possession. Nothing really open here. Reset the ball to LeBron. LeBron stop and pop. Didn't get his feet set. Little annoying there, because honestly, that would have been an open three if I could have just gotten my feet set. And then he goes transition, hop, step, Embiid, layup, and we are down 2-0. I don't think I started this game very well, if I remember correctly. It's been a few days now. This was played last week. That was a little bit of a force in the hop step. He did a good job defensively as well, clicking onto his Shea and manually contesting the hop step, which is absolutely one of the best ways to stop the hop step. We switched the screen there. SGA's picking up Embiid. I switched. This is a really nice. I want to talk through this switch real quickly. You see how I X switch Wemby onto Shea. I then click onto Shea to make sure the passing lane to Embiid is cut off if he tries to throw the slip. Then I click onto Tim Duncan, and I bring him over and I X-switch him onto Joel Embiid, which switches Shea into the corner, a better matchup against Jabari Smith. And not only that, I X-switch Wemby into the corner onto AK, so I get my ball handler defender onto Shea, but he brings a dribble handoff to Shea, which brings him away from LeBron. So then I X-switch Tim Duncan onto Shea too. He does a really nice job here with this step back. Really great step back that does a good job of countering those X-switches because Tim's kind of far away. But I feel like that was pretty good scramble drill defense. He just did a good job of countering it, but I like the idea of that defense that we just played there 100%. LeBron trying to back him down, but honestly, back downs are just not consistent. Drop steps aren't consistent, so I just decided to back the ball out, I can't speak, and reset, and I force around the rim. And really just not a good start. Down 6-0. Like I said, I don't feel like I started very well in this game. And this, honestly, at this point, I'm like, oh no, it should be another one of those games. He's going to pop me again. But we get a nice little Dex 3 little push pop out of it was a pick and roll, but then I push popped him out. He didn't quite play it well enough with AK. We get ourselves a 3-ball, and that's a big 3 right there. Kind of a settle in 3 right there. We're only down by 3 points now. Not a big deal. He knocks down the 3 with SGA. Really good move. I clicked on with LeBron because this move right here, that moving crossover, is often a move that is really good at getting past the defender and getting downhill. So yeah, you can see I click on to play the downhill drive. He does a really good job of recognizing it, stopping and popping with Shea. It's a tough move to stop, man, and he does a good job of playing it right based on how I tried to counter it. I over-tried it, and he did a good job. But we get him right back with doing that same move into a push cross, stopping behind the screen. He's too late getting out with SGA. We get ourselves a 3 right back, so it's still only a 3-point game. This time LeBron's trailing the play a little bit, but does a great job of recovering. Really good on-ball defense right there, not jumping until it was time. We get out in transition, SGA wide open 3, and just like that, a 6-0 lead is a tie ball game at 9 apiece. Good stuff right there defensively, and you love to see it, honestly. Switch LeBron onto the ball here onto Dr. J this possession. Click on with LeBron just to try to get through everything as best as possible and then manually contest. We did a great job of it there. Got our manual contest. Unfortunately, it gets the offensive rebound, and that low-key should have been a steal too. Dr. J, I thought, played that passing lane to Shea really well, but it's all right. Not a big deal. Good possession there defensively, and he greens it anyway. I mean, that's just a tough shot, honestly. I could have clicked on and contested better with Dr. J probably, but that's a couple times I've given that up already, so a little exasperating, honestly. But Shea gets inside, gets himself a standing dunk. We'll take it. A little bit of a small window there, but we do get ourselves an opportunity with, I guess, a clear lane to the basket, even if it wasn't super obvious. And he forces there. Big time force. Not a good shot at all. I'm not complaining, but that was not a good shot. Wemby catch and dunk. And we have a 1-point lead then, just like that. We have not played amazing in this first quarter overall, but we still have a 1-point lead, so can't complain about it. Dr. J does a really good job of getting through the screen, chasing through. Wemby steps too high, though. Didn't really want the CPU to step out that high and let Embiid slip behind, but at the end of the day, I could have also clicked onto Embiid earlier and played it better. Throw it to LeBron, catch, and standing dunk manual, standing dunk with that right stick pushing down as well, which is obviously intentional. And we have a 15-14 lead. At the end of the day, just a solid first quarter. X-switch Tim Duncan on to SGA. Pick up that rim run really well defended there. And again, he kind of forces. We hit it opposite hash to LeBron. Now dump it into Timmy D. Jabari's a step behind, unable to play the steal. And we have a 17-14 lead. Not bad, man. That drag back gets him wide open, and he bricks it. I have just struggled stopping Shea in this first quarter, man. But you know what? It's okay. We got ourselves a stop there, as lucky as it may have been with him missing an open shot. I'm not complaining, and we go into the second quarter up by 3. Really can't complain, especially considering we started down 6-0. Closing the quarter on a 17-8 run is not a bad way to finish it out. He X-switches on ball. Didn't really quite have enough room with SGA. We get our rim run. Reset to Dr. J here. Try to get him to touch a screen. He kind of sort of does, but he does a good job clicking on him. We're unable to hit. Thankfully, Wemby comes in and makes a play. Really nice putback dunk right there. We'll take it. Wemby making a nice play for me right there, just bailing me out a little bit. He shoots a really nice floater. That was a good shot. You'll notice that I start adjusting to that look though when he goes into the mid-range. I saw that and I was like, okay, I gotta adjust to that. Gotta be aware of that. Tim Duncan slips behind Jabari. He doesn't do a good job of manually preventing Tim from slipping behind there, and we get ourselves a dunk. And we again up by 5. Wide open mid-range, Embiid knocks it down. Okay, I didn't play it very well, but if I'm going to give something up, giving up a mid-range too is, you live with it, you know what I mean? That's one of those possessions where it's like, okay, I didn't play very good defense there, I didn't get through, I didn't stay with the pop. It's all right, not a big deal. He switches Wemby onto, Shea onto Wemby. So I'm looking at that as an opportunity to backdoor cut. We do send the backdoor cut, but we wind up getting fouled as I was waiting for the backdoor to kind of develop. He did X-switch AK onto Wemby there, so it's a little bit tougher matchup, but still. And we turn the corner, get around the X-switch. He X-switches, as you'll see, he X-switches Embiid onto the ball right here. And then he clicks onto Dr. J to try to play the slip to Wemby. But we just run around the X-switch. Sometimes you can literally run around the X-switch just like that. And we do exactly that with Dr. J right there and get ourselves to the rim again for another dunk. And honestly, I feel like we're having a very efficient offensive start to this game. I overjumped there, but we're going to rotate with Timmy. We're going to click on a contest late. And then we're going to, again, great scramble drill defense. I made one mistake here. This jump was not a bad mistake at all. This was I don't want to give up a 3. He went to shoot, realized I was jumping, and bailed out. So I'm like, okay, I got to scramble back to the 3-point line. Jabari's a good shooter. I jump. I probably didn't need to jump here. But you'll notice immediately, like instantly, I jump and I'm clicked onto LeBron, and I'm bringing LeBron over to cut off the rim run as best as I can and X-switch this. And then I'm clicked on back to Timmy D, and I'm running out to play SGA. So again, the recovery ability that you can have at times with X-switching, if you're good at it, is just so clear. And then again, I X-switch. He gets a dribble handoff to SGA. I switch LeBron right back onto SGA. Tim Duncan picks up Jabari, and we literally reset the entire possession and wasted like 10 seconds of his time. Great backdoor defense too. Tim's in perfect position. He catches it anyway and dunks. Like, that's just going to happen. That was a great defensive possession. I deserve to stop. I didn't get one. But that's 2K for you, though. At the end of the day, you're going to have possessions like that where you play great, you don't do anything wrong, and you don't get a stop. It is what it is. Great offense right here, by the way. I want to talk through this possession as well. Dribble handoff to LeBron. He's already trailing the play with SGA because he switched AK to pick up SGA on the rim run. So my thought is, okay, I just want to continue to use this. SGA's a little smaller than Ron, so I can probably shoot over him a bit. Just run away from him. SGA and AK get touched here. He doesn't click onto Embiid until it's too late, so we get all the way to this hash. We're just creating a lot of space from these two defenders, and he's trying to follow Wemby on this backdoor cut. We just get a lot of space. Easy wide open 3 with LeBron. Just knowing what's open movement on the court and taking advantage of those players not being in good guarding position against LeBron and just continuing to run away from them instead of allowing them to recover into a good guarding position. And it turns into an open three for Bron. He knocks it down, and we have a 6-point lead. Excuse me. Honestly, I feel like I'm playing pretty well besides the first couple minutes of the game, but he does get an open three, no dip with Dr. J right there. We're too late to get a contest, so it is what it is. I try to run my one little 3-point play. I don't run it super often, but it doesn't actually run properly, so I'm like, okay, whatever, just reset the offense. Get the ball to Dr. J, get your pick and fade going with the guy who obviously has takeover in LeBron. Hit him on the hash, dribble drive. He tries to X switch Dr. J onto Bron as I rim run, and that just is a bad timed X switch for him. Works out really well as we get downhill. We get ourselves a dunk, and he goes back to the floater. I did a better job of contesting at that time. As you can see, I was clicking on LeBron, playing his hip, trying to contest. He still gets the floater to go. That's okay. We did a better job of recognizing it. We got to continue to recognize when he gets into that mid-range painted area. He's probably going to try to get those X switches going. So hit the corner to Wemby. Let's reset the offense. Never mind, I'm just trying to attack this mismatch, this size mismatch. I should have low-key, I don't like that possession. See, you see what I'm saying? This is why backing down players is so bad in this game. Look how much stamina Wemby has when he catches it. About a half a bar. Obviously, it's nearly halftime, so players are already tired. But that's a 6'6" SGA and a 7'4" Victor Wembanyama. Can't post-spin him. You see, we're already using some stamina. I try to back him down more. Now we're basically blinking. I'm blinking here. I drop step. We're blinking. And I force the shot. Can't go up on Blinken ever. And honestly, drop steps in general just aren't very good in this game. Even against undersized defenders like Shea, if he has the right defensive badges, the post lockdown, the paint patroller, things like that, he's going to get an interior contest. And especially with how much stamina it uses to back a defender down, they're just not very effective. And so that leads to a run out opportunity. Not a very good pass there in transition, which is nice. Prevents him from getting a free dunk, I guess. But again, that was kind of just my fault. I feel like that possession could have been done much better. And I reach with Wemby. I don't know why I reached, just completely overran the play. And gave up a bucket there, and that was almost a steal. I forced the three. I thought it was open more than it was. Bron had takeover. It got blocked out of bounds. Lucky to retain possession of the ball. Yeah, 1-point game, 29 seconds left. I don't like the way my last couple possessions have been. I played pretty good for most of this half, but the last like 2 possessions have not been very good. Reset the pick and roll here. Try to drive the mismatch. The mismatch is not really there though. We reset, get it up to Dr. J. And see if we can reject the screen and get downhill here. Honestly, I low-key almost split the defense. The idea of this was that I could get this shot off. He tries to jump past me with AK, or doesn't try to, but he jumps at me. I thought he jumped past. I thought as soon as he started to jump that I could get that shot off. It was a little small window, and honestly, I didn't have much time with the shot clock anyway, so I kind of had to get a shot up. I thought I would have a chance. He blocked it with AK. It kind of is what it is. And thankfully, he doesn't recognize how much time is left in the clock. That's why I jumped with LeBron there at the end of the first half. He does not see how much time is left in the clock, and so it's a 1-point game at half. We start the third quarter in a tie ball. Oh, well, not a 1-point ball game. I'm sorry. So getting into the third quarter here, trying to get downhill. Nothing is open, and I tried to throw this cross court to, he overhelps with Jabari here. And so I'm trying to throw it to Tim Duncan. He's wide open. He's not rotating with Embiid. Jabari's too close to me, and it gets hit off of SGA's face and turns into a turnover. I guess, you know what I mean? Like, that's one of those possessions again where it's like, what are you going to do? It kind of is what it is. And then I jump with Tim Duncan. This just, honestly, the last like 2 minutes of gameplay have not been very good. Plain and simple. I jumped with Tim Duncan when I didn't need to. What I should have done here, really, is when he was in transition here, I was close enough with Tim Duncan, I think, to where I probably didn't need to jump at this. And I could have jumped late once he went into the shot. I jumped before he even went into the shot. Fly right by, and even though Tim's in the area, that's not going to be a contest, just because obviously I already jumped. Hands are down and stuff, so Dr. J gets an open 3. And unfortunately, we were up 5, now we're down by 2. Not a very good last couple minutes stretch, but that's okay. We're not out of the game. The key is you're not always going to play perfect, especially against high-level players. You got to stay settled in, and I see him just slightly off with Embiid. I mean, he's not far off, but no dip 3, confident shot. He doesn't manually contest. We get the 3 off. That's the height advantage of Wemby coming into play there, though, to be totally honest, which I will take it. It gives us a 3, and honestly, a much-needed 3 after we struggled the last few possessions. So, he tries to floater again. That time, you'll notice I jumped with Wemby because I knew he was going to go to the floater. Because, the reason I knew he was going to go to the floater right here is because he beats LeBron off the dribble with this move right here. He gets LeBron touch the screen. This is an open lane. This is a floater. I know he's going to the floater. You'll notice as soon as he goes into the shot animation, I am jumping immediately to contest with Wemby because I know he's probably looking for that. He shot it twice already when he's gotten into that part of the paint. And so we're anticipating that and reacting to it immediately. Of course, we're then forcing on the offensive end. This has just been a bad offensive little stretch here. That was not a good take at all with Dr. J. They're just forcing around the rim. But reset the offense here. Try to go downhill. LeBron bails me out. Plain and simple. Jabari just did not play that well defensively. This has been an ugly stretch offensively. No doubt about it. The last like 3 minutes of gameplay have just not been super good. But again, he's trying to get to that layup, and SGA just misses it. I don't know if he's tired. I'm guessing with how much he's running his offense through SGA, SGA was a little bit tired there, but that was an open, and he just missed it. I thought that was a good shot, by the way. I thought that was going to be an open as well, because Jabari, if you look at the shot, I kind of misunderstood. I thought Jabari touched the screen a little more, but it looks like right here, to me, Jabari's stuck on the screen. This is an open shot. Honestly, I kind of think this is an open shot. The game does not register it as such, but maybe at least like not a 61%. I'll say that. I didn't hate that shot, but it was a lot more contested than I thought it was going to be. So whatever, kind of a force by me again. But I mean, of all the bad possessions I've had, that one did not concern me quite as much. I like the aggression offensively. They're trying to get a 3 off. And you know what? At the end of the day, we'll settle back in. We're only down by, or we're up by 1. Dot opposite hash. Great shot right here. Again, when he jumps at you, and I dot this early, this is a good pass. But when he jumps, he's going to have a really hard time getting a contest if I shoot the ball quickly enough to where his Dr. J cannot recover. And so we confidently shoot it. Even though Dr. J is kind of in our grill, it's knocked down nonetheless with Wemby in the air, able to knock that down because, again, he already jumped. So just like with the 3 he got with Dr. J, we get one with Wemby right there as he jumps past us. And then that's a good shot, but I do think he kind of is overrunning his offense with SGA a little bit. I think he's got to put the ball in Dr. J and in AK's hands a little bit more, maybe even Jabari as well with some of his scoring ability, because SGA is starting to get a little tired. You can tell, like a shot like there, he gets a little bit of a load up and is unable to hit, and then we get a transition dunk. That should have been a steal. Wemby was in the passing lane and I reached, and he just reaches right past the ball. Whatever, it is what it is. I've had some lucky possessions, so I can't get super annoyed about one bad possession. Trying to drive the ball here, dotted out to LeBron. Good shot, honestly. Again, second time I've run that play this game. Trying to get a little shot off. Honestly, we got a decent look, but it's 20%, and he misses it anyway. Reset here. Get a little pick and roll going with Wemby. Wemby has a size advantage on AK. Hit the corner, though, because Wemby doesn't slip behind. And Wemby with the offensive board. Reason that was the offensive board, though, for us. At the end of the day, that's a 6'6" dude guarding a 7'4" dude. The ball bounces right to him. Like, it just works out for us. But that's not a hugely surprising offensive rebound there. Stop, pop. I don't mind that shot. It's an aggressive one, but I think it's a pretty good one. But Tim Duncan is tired and gets a slowdown. That's where just running a 5-man can be tough, because that's not a bad shot. Speaking of, a little bit of a force right there with Dr. J, but not terrible. But unfortunately, neither of us are able to hit. And again, it's just been a little clunky, but that's okay. 38-34 right here. Tim Duncan, catch, reset, be patient, dribble handoff, and reset the pick and roll here. We're going to drive the ball, look for Wemby on the slip, and I behind the back into Embiid's leg. There has been so much, honestly, on both sides, just struggle offensively in this quarter. He kind of forces a no-dip shot with AK. Not a horrible shot, but the reason that he wasn't able to get that off is because I'm clicked on and manually contesting with Dr. J. So even though AK's got a really fast no-dip shot, we get a little bit of a contest on Hall of Fame. That's generally all it takes to force a miss, because again, King of the Court's on that higher difficulty. And then he, I think, messes up. Just did an icon switch early enough there, and kind of ran AK out of bounds, which gave us an open driving lane for Dr. J. We finished the dunk, and we almost contest that with Wemby, but unfortunately do not get a very favorable animation contesting that time. And then I miss. And they call the worst foul ever. That was not a foul by any means, but it's my fault for throwing that pass in the first place. There's 6 seconds left in the third quarter. The idea here is, okay, let's get the ball up the court with momentum. But he does a great job of jumping, and it was a greedy pass. I shouldn't have done that, 100%. It was a risky pass. Now, to be fair, is this a foul? No, this is not a foul. That is a clean block. That is not a foul. But 2K calls it anyway. It's my fault for turning the ball over. You know what I mean? It is what it is. And he knocks down both free throws. And the beautiful thing is, I get a 3 out of this, because his AK is helping too far off, and I just catch no-dip 3. I don't know what his AK was doing, but I am not complaining. Bad defense gives us a wide-open 3, and we have a 5-point lead. So just like that, what was a 4-point game became a 2-point game because of my own mistake, but then we get 3 points back. So it winds up not actually costing us and actually gaining us a point. So even though I made a mistake, it actually worked out okay there. And we have a 5-point lead to start the fourth quarter. Now, I would say I played pretty well in this fourth quarter, to be totally honest. Click on with Wemby there. Make sure you play the rim run as best we can. We're switched, but that's okay. We're all right. Make sure Wemby, because Wemby's going to get blown by pretty easily, but the goal here is, you see how I'm clicked on almost this entire possession? I clicked off briefly, but I clicked right back on. And again, I'm manually up in his grill because he's probably going to try to, my thought is he might try to drive Wemby because he's got a speed advantage. He might also try to stop and pop like this right here, which he's done a couple times. I know he's gone to that a couple times. He wants that three-pointer. So I'm clicked on and manually contesting. Yes, he's got a speed advantage, but Wemby's got that size. And Wemby's right in his grill. He does not get the space that he expected right there, and it turns into a transition slam. Good defense by Wemby, turns it into offense. We have a 7-point lead with 3.5 minutes left. So at this point, it's pretty much no threes. That's pretty much the defense that we need to play. I don't mind giving up a rim run, although if I could have exit that earlier and prevented it, that would have been nice, but it's okay. I'll live with that, you know what I mean? Slip LeBron here, try to get into the rim. Slip doesn't come open, that's fine. We're gonna get our dribble handoff again to SGA, reset the pick and roll offense, and reject the screen here, hit our corner. LeBron, use the offense, slow offense, slip Tim Duncan. LeBron to the rim, draws a foul. I will take it. A little lucky there. I've had a couple things definitely go my way this game. Probably a couple more than have gone his way, to be totally honest at this point. That wasn't a great possession, and Braun kind of bailed me out with a foul call. It happens, but I am not complaining about it. 47-40 lead right there. Click on with LeBron here. I thought he was going to shoot over me again, but we switch well, and then the Wemby does recover pretty well too. Good patience here, making sure our scrambles to defense pretty good. The idea of this right here was click on to Tim Duncan, so if he throws it to the corner, we can rotate to the corner. Now he throws it to Jabari. He's like a step deep though, so I don't have to gamble on a jump because he's not going to catch and shoot this in all likelihood. He probably could have, but on Hoff, especially with no take, that's going to be a tough shot. So it's recover here, and then Embiid is open, yes, but he steps in for a 2 nonetheless, and we click on to Wemby. Wemby gets a contest because Wemby's a glitch. Wemby has definitely helped me in this game. There's no doubt about that. And he misses that right there, which works out pretty nice. Wemby runs the court. Nobody back who's anything close in size to him. He just catches and finishes, and it's a 9-point game. Definitely a little bit lucky there. Really questionable shot, I felt like, with SGA there, but he greens a lightly mid-range, I guess. That was really early in the shot clock to shoot that, and it really wasn't open, but you know what? He made it anyway, so good shot. Try to slip behind him with Wemby here. Downhill drive with SGA. He's late rotating over with Andre Kirilenko, and we get an easy dunk. He's unable to cut it off with AK, and we have a 9-point lead still. Just good defense here again is going to be the goal. Dr. J trying to get through the screen. He forces, not a good shot there. And we have ourselves a 9-point lead with a minute and a half left. At this point, game's basically over. All the way to the rim, downhill drive, stop, reset, pop, wide open 3, Dr. J, green bean, and that is pretty much the game right there at this point. It's a 12-point game. Very competitive game. I think the final score winds up being not as close as the game actually was, to be totally honest. But it was a good game nonetheless. Another force with Dr. J there. At this point, his players are gassed, to be fair. Like, it's tough. This game is difficult, man, at the end of the day. And I think we've had some momentum going our way for sure in this one, no doubt about it. But hit the corner here, knock down 3. LeBron James drills another one, and that is a 15-point lead, and he is out of there. GG's to my guy Infi. Obviously a very, very good player, and we did have a team advantage there, no doubt about it. But I was just happy, in all honesty, to kind of get my get back. You know what I mean? He's popped me the first couple times we played this year. Really, more than anybody else in this game has popped me. I like to think I don't get beat by a lot very much at all. It just doesn't happen that much. I like to think I'm pretty good. But Infi got me pretty good twice. And being able to get my get back a little bit honestly felt pretty nice in that game. I thought we played pretty well, and I thought the game kind of helped me out a little bit, to be totally honest. But I'm not complaining. A win is a win. A win against a good player is even better. And yeah, I was glad to be able to get the win. I felt like in the fourth quarter we did a good job of just limiting his options defensively and just taking what was there offensively. So I hope y'all did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I will be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.